The Battle of the Atlantic was the longest continuous military campaign of World War II, lasting from 1939 to 1945. It was a titanic struggle for control of the vital sea lanes that connected North America, Britain, and the rest of the Allied world. The German Kriegsmarine, primarily through its U-boat fleet, aimed to strangle Britain by cutting off supplies of food, fuel, and military equipment. Despite early successes, Germany ultimately failed. The Allies maintained their lifelines, enabling sustained production and the eventual defeat of the Axis powers. Understanding why Germany lost the Battle of the Atlantic reveals the interplay of strategy, technology, and industrial capacity in modern warfare. Strategic importance of the Atlantic. Britain was heavily dependent on imports. Food. About 60% of Britain's food came from overseas. Fuel and raw materials. Vital for industry and military operations. Troops and equipment. Supplies from the US, Canada, and the Empire were essential. If Germany had succeeded in severing these supply lines, Britain could have been forced into surrender, dramatically altering the course of the war. Germany's U-boat campaign. Early successes, 1939 to 1941. At the start of the war, German submarines wreaked havoc on Allied shipping. Using wolf-pack tactics, U-boats coordinated attacks on convoys. Merchant ships were often sunk faster than replacements could arrive. By mid-1941, German submarines were sinking hundreds of thousands of tons of shipping per month, threatening Britain's survival. Strategic goals. Germany aimed to starve Britain into submission, force the Allies to divert naval and air resources to convoy protection, gain control of the North Atlantic to facilitate further operations. However, several factors began to work against them. Why Germany ultimately failed. 1. Allied convoy system. The Allies developed a robust convoy system where merchant ships traveled together under the protection of warships. Escorts, including destroyers and corvettes, significantly reduced U-boat effectiveness. Air patrols from coastal bases and aircraft carriers added protection in previously unpatrolled areas. 2. Technological advancements. Several innovations turned the tide. Radar and sonar. ASTIC allowed detection of submarines both on the surface and underwater. HFDUF, high-frequency direction finding enabled tracking of U-boat communications. Improved depth charges and Hedgehog anti-submarine weapons. Increased U-boat losses. 3. Code breaking, ultra-intelligence. The British codebreakers at Bletchley Park cracked the Enigma cipher used by the German Navy. This gave the Allies near real-time knowledge of U-boat positions. Convoys were rerouted to avoid attacks, and hunter-killer groups targeted U-boats efficiently. 4. Air superiority. Long-range patrol aircraft closed the mid-Atlantic gap, previously a safe zone for U-boats. Aircraft such as the consolidated B-24 Liberator provided vital reconnaissance and bombing capabilities. Air cover drastically increased U-boat losses in 1943. 5. Industrial and production advantages. Germany could not replace lost submarines and train crews fast enough. Allied shipbuilding, particularly in the US, produced Liberty ships faster than U-boats could sink them. By 1943, Allied tonnage losses had dropped below replacement levels, ensuring sustained supply. 6. Strategic overreach. Germany made several strategic miscalculations. Diverting resources to the Eastern Front limited support for U-boat operations. Focusing on the Mediterranean and other theaters diluted U-boat effectiveness. Late war attempts at new submarine technologies such as Type XXI, electroboats, came too late to affect the outcome. Key turning points. Black May, 1943. May 1943 marked the height of U-boat losses. In a single month, 41 U-boats were destroyed with hundreds of crew killed. Germany could no longer sustain its U-boat offensive in the Atlantic. Increasing Allied dominance. Convoy protection and intelligence improvements continued to increase effectiveness. By 1944, the Allies could safely transport troops and equipment for D-Day and other operations without serious threat from German submarines. Consequences of Germany's failure. Sustained Allied supply lines. Britain and the Soviet Union received vital aid, enabling prolonged resistance and eventual offensives. U-boat force devastated. Of over 1,100 U-boats deployed during the war, more than 750 were lost. Strategic implications. Germany's inability to control the Atlantic limited operational flexibility. Failure contributed directly to the success of Allied invasions in North Africa, Italy, and Normandy. Lessons learned. The Battle of the Atlantic illustrates several enduring military lessons. Technology and intelligence can neutralize initially overwhelming threats. Industrial capacity is as crucial as battlefield tactics. Control of supply lines is vital in modern warfare. Germany's failure was not due to a lack of courage or initiative but due to a combination of Allied innovation, superior resources, and strategic miscalculations. The Battle of the Atlantic was a war of attrition, intelligence, and technology. While German U-boats initially threatened to starve Britain into submission, the Allies adapted and overcame. By 1943, Germany had lost the initiative in the Atlantic, ensuring that Britain would remain a base for launching the final campaigns that would defeat the Third Reich. The battle underscores that even a powerful military cannot succeed if logistics, intelligence, and industrial production favor the opponent, a lesson that remains relevant in modern warfare.